Hello and welcome to Bears Talk, presented by J. Brown Realtor on this Thursday, February 22nd. My name is Andy Losey, and we start the show off today with the head women's basketball coach and Grahm Smith. Coach Smith, thank you so much for joining us, especially off your win against Coker yesterday.
Awesome. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Your team just finished the longest home stretch of the season, 3 straight games at home, and you won all 3 of them. Big wins against Catawba, Mars Hill, and Coker as of last night. How vital was it for your group to defend home court these last few games?
That's been a goal of ours from day one, is to protect home court. We talk about that, at the beginning of the year as far as preseason meetings and some of our goals for the year, and to be able to, hold true to that and take care of home court. Obviously, sticking to our goals and just taking it one day at a time, but to be able to play at home in Schulte Arena, finally have 3 games in a row on our home court, and to be able to take care of business is huge. Once again, just be able to be in the comfort of our own gym, less travel, and just kind of get settled in to a certain extent has been huge for us. And playing in the comfort of our own gym is what we want. And when we do, we feel comfortable and we play well. And when we play well, we're pretty darn good.
We'll go game by game here. We'll start with Mars Hill, what happened last Saturday. It wasn't really the best start for your Bears side. You guys found yourself down a little bit to Mars Hill, but you put together a good fourth quarter, and then Emily Harmon made the game-winning bucket to get that 59-57 win. How much did you rely on the experience in that game as well to say, all right, we got to get to our best players, and they make the big-time plays?
Yeah, it's the end of the season, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone's fighting for, a playoff bid, to try and make those top 8 spots for the conference tournament. And so you're going to get everyone's best shot. Night in and night out, and so no matter who you're playing, no matter where they're at in the standings, no matter what their record is, it's gonna be a battle. You have to grind it out. And so for us, going into that, we knew it. For us, every game from here on out is a big game, regardless of who you're playing. And so that's our approach as well. But Marcel's, they're a tough team, right? They came ready to play. They battled. They played hard, and they gave us a good fight. And for us, looking back at the film and reviewing and looking at the numbers and the stats, like, we didn't play a bad game. Mm-hmm. I think defensively we did a great job, held them under 60 points. I think they had 57 was the total score they had. And we shot the ball well as well. We didn't shoot the ball terribly as far as field goal percentage. It was just a close, tightly contested game with 2 solid teams playing hard on both ends of the floor. And thankfully we were able to get the edge down the stretch. Obviously we got down 5 in the fourth quarter. And we got some key stops and made some key baskets, and ultimately we were able to get the win as far as those last 2 shots that Emily Harmon made for us. That was fantastic.
And for Coker last night, it was maybe one of your better fourth quarters we've seen from your team this year. Well, you mentioned getting deeper into the season, a lot of games underneath your belt. How does the group energize to come out in that final frame and put the performance up like they did?
Yeah, I think you've seen us play throughout the entire year, and we can play different styles. We like to get up and down and play fast, and we like to run and gun if we can, if the opportunity's there. But then you also see where if we need to slow it down and execute in the half court, we're capable of doing that. We have a group that has a high IQ and knows how to execute when the game's on the line, so to speak. And so going into the fourth quarter, we were down 1, and once again we weren't really playing fast. We weren't having success playing fast. Their press was kind of slowing us down, and so we found some good looks trying to go inside to Makiba Jones. She was working. She was playing well. She's been playing well the last few games for us. And fourth quarter, we got the ball to her, and she kind of took us home. Got a high percentage shots, executed, put the ball in the hole at a high rate, and ended up getting the win. 20-9 in the fourth quarter was huge. That's the way to finish the game, being down by 1 going into the fourth, and then to finish with the 20-9 run. That's fantastic. I think that just goes to show, the resilience and the buy-in and the execution of our team, especially when the game's on the line.
And you mentioned Makiba Jones. I had a question about her as well. Reigning sack player of the week for this Lenoir-Rhyne team. First one of the year for your team as well. We've talked about her a lot on the show, how much of a difference she makes, especially on the boards. But how pleased were you to just see Makiba Jones sack player of the week for all the hard work she's put in this year?
Yeah, obviously I couldn't be more happier for Makiba. Well-deserved award, well-deserved recognition. I think it's about time, if you want my honest to God truth. We've been, kind of first and second in the league the entire year. Mm-hmm. We had a streak where we won 6 games in a row as far as conference games. Haven't been a team of the week yet, hadn't had any player of the week awards, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But you want to see your players get the recognition that they deserve for putting in the work that they put in, and to be able to see that. Makiba's worked her right off the entire year. If you come watch her in practice, like, she practices hard, she plays hard. on both ends of the ball, and for her to be able to, have the efficiency that she's had and play at a high rate, especially down the stretch, when you're fighting for a top 1 or 2 seed in the conference tournament, and to be able to do that consecutively is fantastic. So very happy for her in the performance.
So we got 2 games left to go in the regular season for your team, and you sit right now top 2 in the SAC standings, a half game out up the top spot. I know it gets very exciting this time of year, looking at the scoreboard and the stands and everything like that. Is there a message to this team to say, hey, don't get lost in the scoreboard watching, just pay attention to us, or are you okay with saying, hey, let's look around the league and see what's happening?
Yeah, it's kind of gray area, right?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it a whole lot this year. Even recently, it's like as a coach, you're trying to figure out, do you want to dive into that? Do you want to kind of open up that can of worms, so to speak, and maybe add a little bit more pressure, or you just want to continue to stay focused on what you've been doing game in and game out? And so as a staff, that's been our approach. We're just taking it one day at a time. It's about literally, one day at a time. The next practice, the next game, the next play, so to speak. We're not trying to look too far ahead. We just want to remain focused on what's at hand, the task at hand, and that's each individual day and how we can improve and get better each day, as opposed to looking at like this long-term things. I think then you kind of lose focus and lose track of what you're trying to accomplish if you look at the big picture. And so one day at a time, that's the focus, that's the goal, and if we continue to do that, I think we'll be in great shape.
Final road game of the year coming up against Emory and Henry this Saturday. This is a team that hasn't won on the road yet since January 20th against Lincoln Memorial. How do you guys try to get this road victory against the Wasp and end the road slate off strong?
Yeah, I didn't realize that we didn't won on the road in that long, but we've had, I think...
You've had a bunch of home games.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why.
That's fair. Thank you for that reminder. But no, I think we've had some tough road games too, right? At Wingate, at Anderson, and so I think that, that explains why. But yeah, we haven't won since we've been at LMU. And so, last road game of the year, right? Like I said before, every game from here on out is our biggest game of the year. And so there's really no excuse for any letdown. You got to stay focused, come out strong. A little bit different as far as going up there. Instead of playing the 2 o'clock game, we got the 4 o'clock tip-off. And so I think kind of preparing for that and, overcoming that, I guess, challenge as far as something different as far as what we're used to. But first time going up there, so it'll be a challenge for us, road trip. But we've been resilient on the road the entire year, and we know that if we go in there and play the right way, we can get a win.
I know you said you don't want to look too far ahead of the schedule, but diving into Wednesday's game against Wingate, it's always great to have a rivalry game, and it's even more fitting that you end the regular season off of that. There's so many implications that are in effect here. You try to get the split in the season series, seeding implications as well. You look to go out on the bank here against the Bulldog side. How do you look to give one last really good show here and shoot for the arena of the regular season?
Well, we've talked about it all year long, right? Protect home court, and obviously, for players like Josie Heiss, Akiva Jones, Jalen Gathers, they're going to be their officially their last time playing at home and shoot for the arena. And you always want to send your seniors or graduate students out with a final win on their last home game. And so for us, we know that we owe Wingate one. They beat us at their place earlier in the year, and I feel like it was a game that we kind of let slip away to a certain extent. We didn't play our best, but we were there at the end. And so our legs will be up for the game. We're going to stay locked in, and we know it's a must-win game for us as far as just conference standings and seedings, not just for the conference tournament, but also from a national standpoint as well.
Lenoir women's basketball is back to action on Saturday, February 24th. Coach mentioned it, 4 p.m. tip-off from Emory and Henry. You can catch it on Flow Sports, but also on WHKY as well. And they'll be back at home on Wednesday, February 28th at 5:30 p.m. to take on the Wingate Bulldogs. Coach, congratulations on this last home stretch we've had here. 3 straight wins. Hope the best of luck out in Emory and Henry. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
I appreciate having me on. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hello and welcome back to Bears Talk, presented by J. Brown Realtor. We're now joined alongside by our next guest on the show, and Holly Kone. Holly, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It is championship week for your program, indoor track and field, ready to go. How excited is your team ready to go compete for some hardware this weekend in Winston-Salem?
Yeah, we're so excited. It's been a long indoor season, and we're just ready to go and show out everything that we've been doing. We've been working so hard since September, so yeah, we're ready to go.
In last year's indoor championships, you took the top spot in the triple jump with 11.63 meter leap. Looking back at that and trying to go here into 2024, how are you looking to try to defend your title once again?
Yeah, I've definitely improved since last year, and so It's exciting to go and defend my title. A little bit nervous, but I know that I've put in the work and that I just need to do what I've been doing all season.
You mentioned about the improvement. A couple weekends ago in Lynchburg, you put up a 12.15 meter leap in a very D1 competitive group up in Liberty University. That's your best of the year so far. How much does that build your confidence heading up to this weekend?
Yeah, it's definitely put a lot of confidence in me. Like, it's shown that everything that I've been working on has been working, and that all I have to do is just continue doing what I've been doing. And hopefully, if all goes to plan, I should defend my title and who knows, even get another PR this weekend. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned about being part of the triple jump, trying to continue to build on that, but you also will have a very busy weekend ahead of you. We were talking to you a little bit yesterday, mentioned multiple track events at UB as well. How do you stay locked in physically and mentally, knowing you have a very difficult weekend ahead of you that you have to bring 100% for each event you take a part of?
Yeah, basically I just trusted my training. My coaches have put me in the best possible position for me to compete competitively in the 400, in the 200. So I just have to trust in my teammates, trust in my training, and just trust in myself that I'm able to do this, because I wouldn't be in these events if I couldn't do it.
And you mentioned about getting a new PR. You did get a new PR in the triple jump last year in the outdoor season. So one question I just always think about is, what would you say is the main difference between the indoor season and the outdoor season? Because the schedules do sort of collide at this point where you're wrapping up one season, but you got another season ahead of you. For you and for all your fellow athletes, what is the big difference that you would say between the two?
So for indoor, because it's like a smaller facility, we just kind of train for it a little differently. It's more about like being a little bit more aggressive when you're competing indoor. You don't have to worry about wind or any other factors like that. We are more of an outdoor team, and so for us, we kind of just use indoor to build into outdoor. So yeah, we're just ready to collect some hardware, bring home a championship, and then get ready for our outdoor season.
Yeah, an outdoor season will be a very exciting slate for this program as well. You'll have 3 home events, including your outdoor opener and then the SAC championships as well. How exciting is that for you and for this team that you're going to be able to compete in front of your home fans?
Yes, we are so excited to have conference at home. It's going to be great. It's going to be great to have like the student body and our parents here, and obviously having a home field advantage. It's the track that we constantly train on. So yeah, we are so looking forward to May.
So you were picked preseason number 2. How are you guys going to get number 1 in this upcoming SAC and North Championships? What will be the X factor here for this team to take away the conference title?
Yeah, so the motto of the weekend is just to treat Saturday like the final, and then whatever happens on Sunday will happen. So we're treating Saturday like this is the one and only day that we have to compete, and then we'll get through to finals, and then we'll take care of business.
Awesome, Holly. I'm looking forward to it. The 2-day event begins this Saturday, February 24th. You can stay up to date on lrbears.com as the Bears and the South Atlantic Conference will compete at the JDL Fast Track in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Holly, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you.